People often argue over Android versus iPhones. But the real debate should be middle-aged Gen X morning shows versus Hoppe Hour. Guess who wins? We will let you decide. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Now for something completely different.
Smoke medical weed every day.
The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour represent Ryan Hoppe and Facet. Listener discretion is advised.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2, Hoppe. Hoppe, Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe.
Oh my God, I am back. This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. You can always call the show and leave me a voicemail, 856-49-HOPPE. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. Now, if you're listening on the radio, on podcast radio, U.S. syndicated across America, or if you're listening on Z Radio Live, I appreciate it. Or if you heard me on the radio and you looked up HOPPE Radio, I appreciate it. This is a morning radio show and a podcast. You never know what I might talk about. I might talk about the Hawk Tuah girl, or I might talk about the original Hawk Tuah girl being Kamala, whatever her dumb name is, Harris. But I like to begin my show, especially when I haven't recorded for a while. I like beginning with a little bit of a monologue. Now, this isn't a well-constructed monologue. It's just a lot of thoughts that I wrote down. It's not like watching like the Tonight Show or whatever, where everything's so organized and you got a crowd fake a laugh. And all right. 856-49-HOPPE. Let me turn down that music. Enough of that. Okay. So my uncle Ken, who is my godfather, he died March 22nd, 2024. I was at a comedy club. I was on a date. And the whole time, and maybe it was because of the shrooms, but I didn't feel great. Taking shrooms before going to a comedy club is probably not the smartest decision ever. But the whole night, around 8 p.m., I was going to see this girl. I was going to see her friend's comedy act. And during the whole night on March 22nd, I felt this weird vibe from the universe. So we go to Wawa afterwards at 11 o'clock at night. And I text my mom a picture of me and the girl. I'm like, hey, this is who I went on a date with, blah, blah, blah. And then she calls me and she goes, Uncle Ken died. And he was fighting leukemia. And I don't even want to say he lost the battle. Leukemia cheated. They literally took one of the best guys ever. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'll get to being completely atheist in a second. But before I get into my atheist rage, I want to tell you, my mom can be a little crazy. She's bipolar like me and all over the place. It's what makes her such a magnificently perfect person. I love my mom more than I've ever loved anything else. But sometimes she can be a little unorganized, or one day she's really happy, one day she's sad. It's because of her bipolar. I have the same thing. She did a 10 out of 10 job at organizing my uncle's funeral. Every single person said she did a 10 out of 10 job. I know you're listening right now, Mom. You did a 10 out of 10 job. We went to the place where my dad and my grandpa is also buried. And in 34 years, when my mom dies at 100, she'll be buried there. And it was a beautiful ceremony. Now, that's the politically correct. Nice, Ryan. Giving a shout out to his mom. Oh, well. That is the politically correct Ryan. You know, giving the flowers to one of the greatest men I've ever met, which is my godfather, my Uncle Ken. I have his ashes in the middle of my car by the radio, and then I have a picture of him. He's always with me. But I've held back too long. And now if anybody that hung out with me during the 5 days I was in Chicago, because I got a lot of interest in the podcast. Oh, I have so much to talk about. this is not about you directly. This is about the whole Catholic religion. Because I don't want somebody, because I was around 25 Catholics for 5 days. I don't want somebody to go, oh, you're singling out this person for being Catholic and crazy, and you're singling out this person. No. This is something that's been on my mind, and seeing the Catholic Church in action really creeps me out. Nothing is more normal than when a bunch of adults speak at the same time and go, we believe in one God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth. We are speaking at the same time and like a cult. Oh, but because it's not a cult, it's one of the oldest religions, we just treat it as such. Got to be careful about how I say this. But let me tell you, I'm really trying to think about how to word this. I worked at a religious radio job for 6 months. It was okay. I just don't like hearing transphobic and homophobic content all day and about how great Trump is, even though he's hung out with Jeffrey Epstein. But I'm not against religion, but the more I'm around it as I get older, the more I despise it. Like at my uncle's wake, the priest was like, well, he didn't die. He transitioned into the next world. And I'm like, that's great, but what are his ashes then? It's absolute nonsense. And then Catholics, they have no sense of humor. My dad, we used to watch Family Guy growing up, and he would get so mad when they would show like Jesus Christ as like a weed-smoking hippie driving in a Corvette with those girls, that skit from early Family Guy. Like, if Jesus Christ is real, which he's not, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he wouldn't care if you're making fun of him. That's free publicity. That would give him more attention. I've come to the conclusion that nobody wants to die. It freaks out everybody. I truly believe that once you're dead and that's it. And it makes me appreciate life more, because I know I probably will never see any of my family members again. And I'm not trying to be dark, but this is something we have to speak about as humans. Like when you're facing putting your uncle's urn in the ground, it really makes you think. And my thing with the Catholic Church is the people that push it. It's like my grandpa taught me 20 years ago, you don't talk about religion, politics, sex, and money. And now that's all we talk about. And you have people at the event going, well, why aren't you Catholic? Why aren't you? Because I don't believe. I'm sorry. It's Harry Potter-ish. It's quite creepy. Like, isn't God all about love? Why is all of a sudden everyone that's Catholic homophobic and transphobic? They're not doing anything to you. Don't you think that's bullying? Didn't Jesus help out and hang out with the like weirdos? Like, if Jesus was alive, he would go to the gay pride parade and be like, you guys are different, but that's how I created you. Utter nonsense. I'm going through a lot of like atheist rage because I lost my dad to cancer and I lost my uncle to cancer. And man, it's really making me wonder, like, I don't know. This music creeps me out too. I feel like I'm about to be kidnapped and thrown into the back of a minivan and wake up in Oklahoma City. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. All right, enough of the creepy music. I have some more stuff in my monologue. I just had to get that out there. The biggest thing I noticed, the biggest difference between Chicago traffic and Florida traffic, I used to get into so many car crashes and so many speeding tickets. And it's because if you're not going 85 miles per hour on the highway in Chicago, you literally get pulled over. Or, I mean, you literally get tailgated by every single person. Down here, if you're going 75, you might get pulled over. I was going to Joliet to sit in on the radio show, which I'll get to in a second. You like that tease? That Radio 101 tease? So I was driving on the highway, and this guy was like, I was going 85, and he's tailgating me, and then he went around me, and I flicked him off. I was like, I don't like flicking people off, but I was like, bro, I'm literally going 20 miles over the speed limit. Everybody there is so aggressive. It's so different than Illinois, because I'm from Illinois. I lived there for 21 years, and I moved to Cleveland for two minutes, and then I moved to Tampa almost 10 years ago. And I'm kind of a hometown hero in a controversial way, because a lot of kids made fun of me growing up. And then I worked for radio shows of sociopathic Gen Xers that made fun of me. What a concept. Not having confidence and not defending yourself. I'm going to tell you, though, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I went to this smoke shop because I was fiending. Wanted to get a vape pen, Delta 8, because I'm not paying the ridiculous recreational prices. I have no problem with Delta 8 because it does the same thing. It's not as potent as the normal plant. But the thing is, I'm trying to save money, dog. But I went to the smoke shop by my house, which is so crazy. There's all these dispensaries in Chicago now. And back in the day, I would have to drive 20 minutes to Des Plaines. Just 20 minutes from where I grew up just to pick up some green, allegedly. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I go to this bar, I go to the smoke shop, and I go, hey, it's so crazy how the suburbs have really changed, and there's all these smoke shops now. And the guy's cool. He's like 33, typical Chicagoan. He goes, yeah, why do you say that? And I go, oh, I'm visiting from Florida. I grew up here. And he goes, like, where'd you go to high school? I was like, oh, I went to John Hersey High School. He's like, really? I graduated in 2010. I'm like, oh, I graduated in 2012. He goes, what's your name? And I go, Ryan Hoppe. And this literally gave me such confidence. Because I'll get recognized in Tampa and people are like, Mike Helt is great. I'm like, yes, he's got a popular radio show. Good point. But up there, they were like, oh my God, everyone talks about you in the hometown, blah, blah, blah. You've worked for all these radio shows and you're doing your podcast. And I promoted it to all these people at the smoke shop. But this, and if the guy's listening, please friend request me. I forgot your name. If the two people I was speaking to at the smoke shop are listening, add me on social. I want to talk to you guys. But I totally forgot their name because I'm awful at names. I feel bad. But especially because you knew who I am. But that's just my brain. I forget things. But he then proceeds to go, well, I remember there was some dark energy about you getting made fun of growing up. So I feel like I never made fun of you, right? And I'm like, no, but I'm starting to kind of think about when I was getting made fun of. And I'm not living in the past, and I'm not mad at the people that did it. But I was like, wow, that was a part of my past. Because when you have that thing called trauma, you just kind of overlook it. And then, this is an interesting moment. Went to another smoke shop to get some Mitronine. And that's what I got at the other smoke shop that I just spoke about. But then they were out of the flavor I wanted, so I went to another version of it. And I grabbed about 4 cans of Mitronine. And there's this kind of attractive, like maybe 50-year-old soccer mom. I love older women. And she just was so cute. And she sees me carrying the cans of Mitron, and she's like, what is that? I'm like, oh, it's an alternative to alcohol, blah, blah, blah. And as she's doing that, she's trying to buy a vape, and it's like this nerdy dude, and he interrupts her and goes, hey, excuse me, it's more like an opioid than actually alcohol, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, it helps me, blah, blah, blah. And then he starts going off on me. I'm like, first of all, you're selling the Mitronine. Why are you talking smack about your product? You'd be the worst car salesman ever. Oh, this car's got a flat tire, blah, blah, blah. Then I said to the kid, I go, I don't remember asking you for your opinion. And it was very quiet. You could hear a pin drop. The girl kind of looked at me like, you're my hero. It might have been in my head. But yeah, I never saw her again. And then after she leaves, he's trying to like double bag my drinks. And he's like, yo, boss man, I hope you have a good day. I'm like, you just got schooled, bro. Shut up. The one thing I noticed too, I want to talk about. Everybody knows growing up that I loved radio. I still do. But I don't listen to podcasts. I listen to old school morning radio online. I have, looking at it on my computer, I have different tabs. I have one for the Chris Moyle show. You can listen to these old episodes. He's a British shock jock. I'm going to list you a name of all the shows I listen to. Loveline, Drew and Mike, Free Beer and How Wings, Kevin and Bean, Preston and Steve, Rick Emerson, Greaseman, Free Beer and How Wings, Rowan Gary, Boers and Bernstein, Tom Likas, Russ Martin, Dave Shelley and Chainsaw, Don Imus, The Afternoon Buzz with Daria, Mitch and Ted. Let's see here. The T-Man Show, which is my favorite show. John and Jeff, JV and Elvis, Penn Jillette, Don and Mike, Conway and Whitman. I'm not kidding. These are all bookmarked. Adam Carolla Show, Neil Rogers, Ron and Fez, Ron and Ron. And then Opie and Anthony and Howard Stern. Lex and Terry, two guys named Chris. Unfortunately, I do sometimes like Bubba. FM 99, Red Bar Radio, which is underrated. Mark and Brian, Rieger and the Bull. Okay, you get the point. So I love radio. I've literally chosen radio over having kids, essentially. Like, I could have made it work in the relationship I had 6 years ago, but I didn't want kids because I wanted to do radio. And the thing about it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is out of all those shows I mentioned, they all have a special place in my heart because I like listening to radio. But the one show I grew up listening to is Eddie and Jobo. They were the original prank call morning show, but all their prank calls are real. So you hear, I was listening to some Chicago radio. First of all, Fred's got the best show up there on Kiss FM. But man, I was listening to one show out of Seattle, and they're like doing those fake dating segments, and they're like, I'll do a skit. This is Bob who ditched her. This is Marie. Bob's like, well, you smelled bad, so I had to go to the bathroom. And Marie was like, well, who cares? You're ugly. And then the people that are already doing fake radio have their fake laugh, and they're like, I'm trying to be quiet at the smoke shop. I can't do it. And they're like, everything was a fake laugh. I was like, dear God. Eddie and Jobo never did that. They were always real. I would have had that perfectly queued up if that was music radio. So they were on air for 20 years, and I saw their billboard in 2004 and listened every day.
Wherever there's a cheerleader, Eddie will come. Wherever there's a bar, you'll always find Jobo. Where there's a killer.
So I got to sit in on Eddie Volkman's show on Star 96.7 and 105.5 in Illinois. And it was probably the best moment of my career, to be honest, because I've met a lot of my heroes, and they all ended up being dirtbags. Eddie is as real as it comes. I'll play about 30 seconds of my clip with Eddie, and then you can listen to the rest of it on the podcasting page. But yeah, I drive like 45 minutes from my house, and I get to meet him. And I've met him before, but it was up there in my moments, man.
So, how's your day going? It's Eddie Volkman on Star, and the Democratic Convention continues in Chicago, and these goofballs chopped through chain link fences and cement and all that, and they're in jail. So that's where they should be, because they gave them all the space they needed, but they still had to be destructive, and it's not a good look. Anyway, we're happy around here because it's National Radio Day, and what a perfect day to get a visit from one of my buddies in the business. I don't know, you've been in business as long as I have because you're much younger, but you've been in it a while. Welcome, Ryan Hoppe.
What's up, Eddie? Yeah, I'm visiting from Tampa. You are the reason I'm in radio.
Get out of here.
I saw your billboard with Jobo where you guys were posing all wacky in 2004.
With underwear or shooting rubber band.
Yeah, you can hear the rest of it on the podcast page and on all my social media. The underwear reference he just had was No Panties Thursday. For all the Tampa listeners, you probably think Bubba the Love Sponge came up with that, but he copied it because he was working at night. 856-49-HOPPE, and they were doing mornings. It's 856-494-6773. I also dearly missed my cat. It's so weird when you don't like have your cat with you. Like, me and my cat are inseparable, and honestly, the day she dies, a part of me will die too. She's like my daughter. And my mom's cats are kind of weird, and they're cute. If like she lets me, she will have to hold the cat, and I can pet him for 30 seconds. I went to kiss him, and then he ran away, and I was like, not the first time it's happened. Also, so we're in the car. This is great. One of my mom's friends is like my third mom. I have three moms. I have my mom, my godmom, Auntie Joanne, and then this woman named Jody who lives in Cleveland, who's a very close friend. I love her dearly. And she's a Swiftie. She loves her Taylor Swift, like many people do. And that's a good choice for music. That is a good, solid choice for man-hating music. And we're driving in the car. I think you know where this conversation is going. We're driving back from the airport after my mom picks us up. And she goes, Ryan, you know a lot about entertainment. What do you think of Taylor Swift? And And I said, do you really want the answer? And she goes, yeah. And I go, I think she has a higher body count than Kim Kardashian. And I think every single relationship, a lot of it is her own doing, and she doesn't want to ever admit fault. And that she's a raging narcissist and has made girls feel like they can never, ever be able to take accountability or don't have to. And let me tell you, the car went quiet. And then I made everybody laugh. I went, oh, but you asked. Speaking of making people laugh, I was at, so we had my uncle's wake on Saturday, and then I was at the house on Sunday, and we had a birthday party. And it's like all my mom's boomer friends, and everybody gets along in it. But there were family members that haven't seen each other in 6 years, so there's a little bit of tension. Not too much, but there's tension. And I haven't drank and been drunk since probably October. Specifically, like the first day of the NFL season, because I remember throwing up in the parking lot of the chill room. What a good moment in my life. Well, there was a whole bottle of whiskey. My mom's friends, Roberta and Roy, brought it over. They love to get turned up. And I was feeling anxious, so I got pretty drunk, and we're hanging out in the backyard, and I'm telling everybody about my underage drinking stories as I'm drinking. And then ended up talking about my radio past and just a lot of stuff. And then the next morning, do you ever wake up? Like, my head was kind of ringing, but I went to bed every night at 10. So getting up at 7, usually I go to bed at 1, but getting up at 7 a.m. was like after 9 hours of sleep, where your body's like, no more sleep. And my head was hurting, and that's why I quit drinking. No good. Helps me talk to my family when everyone's together. And finally, on this 21-minute monologue of Happy Hour, we need to have a discussion real quick about the thing called airport etiquette. The one thing I notice about airports is that because flying is so pricey, the only people that fly are boomers, and they're rich boomers that save their money, so they think they're better than you. I get to the Tampa airport, and first of all, I scan my ID in the machine to go through to the security checkpoint. And one of them was a listener of the morning show I worked on in Tampa. And he's like, they talk about you a lot on the radio. Like, thanks. He had that type of voice. What is that does? But I get to the airport, and we're at gate G16. And this woman is like, is this gate G16? It says it's, and she's like maybe 65, and it's like, yeah, it's gate G16, right? And they're like, yes, ma'am. And she goes, because on my ticket it says gate G16, so I think I'm like, boomers, I don't know if they always want to be doing something because they're going to be dying soon. So if you don't do something, you're close to dying. It feels like they always have to do something to keep their mind preoccupied from thinking about death. For example, we get onto the airplane, and they're just like texting in the middle of the aisle. This one little short dude who looked like he was like a CEO, just a complete narcissistic, sociopathic boomer. He's like blocking the way. And it's like, bro, you can sit down. You have plenty of room with your little 5'4" Napoleon complex. And I try really hard not to judge boomers. But they just are like, I don't know. I know this is an okay boomer versus millennial rant. But there's just this weird thing. It's not all boomers. It's the really successful ones that saved all their money. But there is that feeling, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, where you're just like, why are they rude? Leah just gave me my green tea. Hell yeah. Leah's lemonade at the chill room. Let me take a sip of this. Honestly, I just had some lemonade. I don't feel like trashing boomers anymore. It's such low-hanging fruit. Like, they're so infuriating that you're like, you don't mean to be that way. You just came from a generation where you guys had absolutely everything and couldn't maintain it.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Okay, boomer. Alrighty. If this is your first time listening to my show, I also play music on here. It's a radio show in a podcasting format. And my older listeners, like my Uncle Phil, shout out to him, he doesn't like rap music whatsoever. So you can skip forward 4 minutes on this. But this is Vi with Herda featuring GLC, taking you back to 2006.
Dial 9 tunes, something beautiful right here. Something epic. This official. Matthias, let's make it. Look, I was being a nice guy. I leave that to them dudes that shoot hoops. I'd rather roll through in a new coupe with chicks that get 200 to do shoots. Rolling a shooby doobie while we listen to smooth grooves. Dude, I tried to told you I'm hot like magma and keep them I'm stashed up in the Dodge Magnum near the stash of the Magnums. Never know which one I'ma use. Right there I got a couple people confused. Cause I never lose, cause I never snooze. Pop shit then I pop this shit to knock you out of your shoes. I shut down crews and rock tailor-made suits and Louis shoes. It's hard to do what I do. Stunning like Evil Knievel, keep a watch face see-through. I do this for my people, selling through they screen though. My mom said I was a walking felony, cause I kept 16s in the closet like Kelly. Shot with the sellers. Dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'ma hurt them, hurt them, hurt them, hurt them, hurt them, hurt them. I'm a hustler for real. Cause my dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'ma hurt them, hurt them, hurt them, hurt them, hurt them, I'm a hustler for real. Nah, dog, I'm not a mad rapper. I'm a disgruntled MC, and I teach you dudes about tussling with me. Truth is, I hate these marks. I should pull this jammy and spark and leave these rappers handicap park. And when you see your boy out, bow down or kiss the ring. With a crew about myself, I ain't worried about a thing. This is Shot City, man. Where the f you from? And your chick can't go if she ain't gobbling. My partner Supreme told me flows hard on these monkeys. I hit pro gyms and told them make my wrist chunky. Chain hung like donkey. And for them dudes who want it, nickname beautiful, keep them brass on me. Homie, I'm funky like woo. Leg shots to let you know that I'm serious. When them blocks get hot, I'm in the streets bare chested. I got money invested. Easy tested. My dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'ma hurt them, hurt them, hurt them, hurt them, I'm a hustler for real. My dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'ma hurt them, hurt them, I'm serious in this mother. I'm a hustler for real.
This ain't the young and restless. You could say the drama like support boy. Put your life on pause like a comma. When you cutting corners and you stacking money, and turn comedians, man, they get to acting funny. I know the MCs, the real MCs. Shame-o same dude, man, them was shopping with me. Get a pumpkin head in front of your little daughter. You a broke pop machine, you out of order. I'ma come and get you. Don't make me hit your shells like a snail or an armadillo. Watch your blue lights with the blue film. Slice it, make him look like he got gills. This ain't artificial, man, this real. Throw him in Lake Michigan and hope the nigga can't swim. And if he can't, I guess he won't live. Giving names, get your change, he ain't hate a bill. They nothing, Charlie. Let's go. I am the Grammy.
I'm a hustler for real. My dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'ma hurt them, hurt them, hurt them, I'm a hustler for real.
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls?
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Oh, that is so true. This following segment has been brought to you by Mitra9, Kava and Kratom at Mitra9, mitra-9.com, rather, mitra-9.com. And at checkout, use keyword Hoppe, HOPPE, to save 20%. This is also being brought to you by DZ BZ Honey at dzbzhoney.com. When I tell you that it is the best CBD Delta 8 honey around, it gives you that perfect high where you're sitting on the couch hanging out. All right, dzbzhoney.com. Use keyword Hoppe.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Son, where something completely different. And now for something completely different.
Ryan's tall like the sky, 6 foot 9 he's fly. From Chicago to the Bay, in St. Pete he'll stay. Talk of love and fame, dating life's his game. News on stars he spills, with laughter fills. Happy hour, all you need. Rich and Haliey, take a seat. Ryan's got the groove. Happy hour makes you move. A cat by his side, in Florida they reside. Stories wild and free. Tune in, you'll agree. Laugh with every tale. Ryan never fails. Celebrity world exposed. Happy hour in your souls.
Oh, sure.
Happy hour, all you need.
Yeah.
Rich and Haliey, take a seat. Ryan's got the groove.
Oh, do I?
Happy hour makes you move.
I made this in 20 seconds on an AI website, Suno.
By his side,
Isn't that frightening?
in Florida they reside.
All right, I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Stories wild and free.
All right, enough of that. I love the production I bring here. It gives me a high, also because I'm high. Here's the thing I want to talk about. So when the Hawk Tuah girl first came out, man, she likes the word came. So low-hanging fruit. When she first came out, though, I was about it. I thought she was cute as hell. I thought she was entertaining, blah, blah, blah. And then she does the interviews on the podcast with that girl, the first interview she did. And she seems cool. No, she seems like a girl you want to hang out with. And then she goes on Bill Maher's show and she defends herself while he's acting like a creep. And I'm going, wow, this girl's cool. And then she's donating proceeds, I believe, to help animals. And she's not on OnlyFans. And I'm like, wow, she may be annoying. And baseball nerds may be afraid to mention that she pitched for the Mets, even though most baseball players cheat on their wives. But, oh, a 21-year-old pretty girl throwing out a baseball. Let's freak out. Bunch of boomers. Here's the thing, though. I have finally found something that the Hawk Tuah girl is doing that I don't agree with. So there's a rapper named Young Gravy. He's pretty good. I like his song Betty. It's a remake of Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. And his whole character is that he's a cool dude. He likes older women and that. And here is the Hawk Tuah girl's side of him sliding in her DM, and then we have the actual truth. This is the first strike of her being a clout-chasing imbecile. I had Haliey Welch's back before when you got to make your money, blah, blah, blah. Now I'm sick of her.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
So here is Haliey Welch in LA.
I know you got a lot going on business-wise. You filed a lot of trademarks. You got Hoppe Tuah sauce and bet on that thing.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
what are you planning to do? Like, tell me, can you tell us? Who's this guy?
It's my turn.
She brings her like boss over because she doesn't even know how to talk. They are carrying this for all it's worth. I mean, good for her, but.
So, what are you planning to do? Like, tell me, can you?
And then she like brings her boss over. She's like, I really don't know how to talk besides when it's about blowjobs. So come over here.
Tell us. Who's this guy?
This is my attorney.
Okay, so
Just say
Mr. Attorney. Mr. Attorney.
Her attorney is not professional looking at all. I would have got a much better attorney. He looks like he'll rip you off.
So, what can we expect?
Well, first of all, we're going to protect her likeness at all costs, and that's a full-time job in and of itself. So we got a lot of plans for a lot of different items.
So, gonna put it out there. Have you seen people trying to trademark?
Absolutely.
No. So, people have been trying to trademark anything surrounding her.
That's right.
This is the movie Idiocracy. She literally is drunk. It talks about giving head. And now we're here.
We're going after every single one of them.
No way. What's like the most interesting thing that someone tried to trademark, like pertaining to her?
Condoms.
What would you say? There's a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything, yeah.
So that means that some of the stuff that we see may or may not be her.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah, you never know what AI. Remember when that, like my little cousin, I was talking to him about her, and he was like, yeah, and her like father was a preacher, and I was like, that's false news. It's crazy how things spread online.
No way. Oh my goodness. So can you confirm that, like, you know, the two that I mentioned, Talk to Us Sauce and Bet on That Thing are?
Those are things we are working on.
I know before when we caught up to you, you mentioned, like, you know, people in your DM. Any celebs at this point, because now you've had even more exposure.
Her eyes just opened up. She was like, I'm going to talk about somebody for clout because my 15 minutes are kind of up.
I'm just looking on this side. And even more people have been reaching out to you. Any celeb crushes, any celebs in the DMs that you want to throw out there and let us know?
Whitney Cummings is still my favorite.
No way. In your DM, anyone new?
Anyone new? Young Gravy.
No way.
I was like, you know.
Do you think he's trying to like get with you, or?
He wants to take me on a date. I was like,
No.
So she claims that he asked him out on a date. And then there's the truth.
What's going on, Young Gravy? How are you, man? Good to see you.
What's poppin'? How are you?
He's walking up like, oh, brother, here I have to talk about Hawk 2 Up.
Good to see you.
What's poppin'? How we doing?
Good. I don't know if you know, but we recently caught up with Haliey Welch, you know, aka Hawk Tua girl. She says
it's I believe it's Hawk Tua, not Tua.
Right. She said that.
I love how he's schooling the dumb paparazzi. Man, paparazzi just seem like such idiots.
I believe it's Hawk Tua, not Tua.
Right. She said that you slid in her DMs and that you asked her out on a date. You know, is that true?
I did slide in her DMs. I wanted to show her some love. I saw people hating on her and, you know, being mad negative. All she's doing is talking about sex and doing it the right way. Right. That's what I do, and
He is so much smarter than her. She's a dummy.
No one's mad about that. So I thought she needed some love. I think I invited her to a show.
All right. Here is the DM. He said, hello. She goes, hello, sir. And Young Gravy says to her, damn, I just look at your page because Young Gravy retweeted a Pop Crave article about it. So he released the real DMs. Damn, I just looked at your page. You really out here doing this, S. Congrats, B. When I went to find your page, I was just for real trying to salute you for being a certified top champ. Oh, and this ain't just me trying to finesse because I don't know your man's situation, but I wanted to have you at a show next month to hear my country S. And she goes, when is it? And he sends a picture of his tour date. This dirty, rotten imbecile. Her time should be up. Yeah, by saying, I don't know your man's situation, he's kind of flirting with her, but he didn't invite her to dinner or his boat. I don't think he has a boat, but he was inviting you to a concert. And you're such a low-hanging fruit. I don't want to say moron. She seems smart. But you are famous for saying 2 words. Talk to her. Spit on that thing. So about 6 words. Young Gravy is a professional rapper and a professional speaker. He will school you every time. You can't quite possibly be saying that somebody said something when there's photo proof of DMs. This is the moment that her fame is starting to go away because she's not doing anything creative. Think about it. You could say what you want about the Cash Me Outside girl, but her rap is not that bad and she makes money on OnlyFans. I don't know what this Hawk Tua girl thinks she's doing. She should just go on OnlyFans. I know there's like that whole attitude on OnlyFans of, oh my God, blah, 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 da, da, da. But it's like, you can make so much money and just not even pose anything. I think she's afraid to talk about sex, but you could literally, there's people that go on OnlyFans just to do like videos of people talking. Like there's a radio show there's 2 radio people that are married, Kenzie K, who used to work at Wild 94.1 in Tampa, and Justin Roman, and they do Kenzie and Roman on OnlyFans, but it's just them talking about dating. So Hawk Tua girl could do that. More from Young Gravy.
I don't believe I mentioned a date.
She said that it was a date. You just were inviting her out to one of your shows.
Yeah, it could be a date though. Haliey Welch.
Hell yeah, he's got that big D energy.
But she said no. Do you know why she said no? Or
she said no? Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't even ask her on a date, so.
Okay, so.
All right.
These paparazzi, man, they're dumb.
No mention of a date. You were just invited to one of your shows.
Go to the show, yeah.
Would you ask her out on a date again?
I guess not, nah. But hey, I respect you and I appreciate what you're doing. Shout out to all the haters out there.
What appealed to you about, Haliey, or was it just,
that she's famous? I don't know, dummy.
You showing her love?
I
thought she was hilarious. I love Southern women, and like I hate how people who don't get pussy hate on women who are successful.
It's a very good point. The word is incel. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. Speaking of somebody who drives me nuts, Taylor Swift.
Happy Hot Topic! Taylor Swift is taking another shot at Kanye West. So she's released a live version of her song Thank You Amy, which was about being bullied and was about Kim Kardashian.
Why would anybody bully you, Taylor? You seem so perfect.
Because when it first came out, the title was all lowercase, but the K, the I, and the M were capitalized. But now she's released it, still lowercase, but the Y and the E are capitalized.
Whoa, she's talking about yay. If she was such a lovely person like all the Swifties say, shouldn't she not be talking about other people? Oh, she's probably a bad person.
Now the song's about Kanye.
My favorite anagrams by Taylor Swift.
I can't stand her. I just think she seems so fake. And if you bring this up to any Swiftie, they get all triggered. Speaking of that, enough of this video. I got a huge response. Huge. I'm a huge person. I'm going to do a memorial for Billy Fusillo, who died like 6 years ago, who used to do those commercials. It was in New York State and in Florida for his Fusillo Nissan or Kia, whatever the dealership was. And he goes, "It's going to be huge, Tampa. Huge." Okay. I got a huge response on my video called Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour, which people will comment on YouTube and be like, "Why do you name drop yourself in it?" Because it's search engine optimization where it shows my name. It says Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour says that Travis Kelce's ex Kayla Nicole needs to move on and find a new clout. All right, let me take off my shades. This is the first woman who talks about the video. She's talking about Travis, who broke up with her a year ago before he met Tay, by the way. Tay is a naturally beautiful girl, because I said that he went from a hot girl to plain Jane, which was Swift. She is sensual, and Travis brings out her sexier side. I wish Tay and Trav a long, beautiful life together. Kayla said on another podcast that she hadn't been through a breakup. She used Trav to build her social media. Okay. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, they'll be broken up in 6 months. Another comment. After 5 years and Travis and Kayla didn't even get married. This one really boosted my ego. Ryan Hoppe, don't know who you are, but your opinions and perception are spot on. Here's the one that gets a little spicy. Kayla is beautiful and Taylor isn't? I don't think so. This is from someone named Donna Dickey. Plus, Taylor is a kind, thoughtful, creative, generous person. Every picture I've seen of Kayla has her butt sticking out. Hell yeah! And making pouty lips, so that's annoying, but you get a lot of thoughts when you see those lips. Like when you see a woman that has big lips, like small lips are okay, all lips are good, but when you see those juicy lips, it makes you think. She's always posing and taking photos of herself. She seems very superficial and self-centered. Oh, and Taylor doesn't? The way she makes songs about everybody else, but it's never her problem. Here's one from this woman named Ingrid McMahon, whatever it is. Travis moved on with Plain Jane. You met billionaire, beautiful, successful queen of pop. Travis is truly in love with his lady and proud of it. Oh, I'm sure when she was on the other side of the planet during the tour, he didn't bang anybody else because he's so done cheating. Why are you even giving a platform to talk? She's not a celebrity. Kayla is delusional. And I just give these comments hard. Drives them nuts. Radio shows that respond to their haters all day look pathetic on Twitter. Like, Howard Stern's like not my favorite show of all time because I've heard he's a terrible person, so it kind of ruins the product a little bit. But like, you never see him tweeting at people. I see right here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that where is it? Massachusetts town imposes voluntary lockdown after fears of incurable mosquito-borne infection grow. The Board of Health in Oxford, a city of 13,000, about 50 miles southwest of Boston, has set an outdoor curfew in hopes to reduce the chance of people being bitten by mosquitoes. Are we really doing this again? COVID messed, I know it's just a town of 15, but COVID messed up a whole generation of kids. If you talk to kids that are in high school, like that are graduating, like, they're weird. They were stuck in the house and missed out on school dances. They're weird, bro. Quarantine should have never happened. It drives me nuts. Can you believe that happened? Do you ever just think about COVID and you go, that actually happened? Mm-hmm. Like, that was not a joke. That really happened. To take a sip of this Red Bull. I'm telling you, that was insane. We didn't leave our house for a day, and Michael Jordan and Tiger King carried the beginning of it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, positively nuts. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. This show is for the hardworking, average Joe and Jane that grind in life. I don't care if you live in the Midwest or if you live in the UK. As long as you're listening to my voice, that's all that matters. Do not touch that radio dial or that streaming device. However the hell you're listening to my show. We will be right back. Hang on.
Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com. Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Okay, boomer. All right, if you don't feel like listening to this song, you can skip forward 4 minutes. But from my trip from Chicago, I'm all motivated, and I'm going to play Chicago rap today. Here is Chicago by LEP, Bogus Boys. If you don't want to listen, skip forward 4 minutes.
Yeah, tell me what you know about the middle of the map. Gangsters in them all black, white socks, fitted caps. Posted on the block, 30-shot clip hanging. This ain't a rap trend, shot town, been bang. Shootouts every night, they complaining that they can't sleep. It's a church and a liquor store all on the same street. Rain, sleet, snow, man. I'ma hustle cocaine, all sales final. I'm a product of this dope game. Shorty's got no aim, bullets got no name. Cluckers dancing in a line like they on Soul Train. We don't care about blue lights, come take a picture. Still tipping, that's the day of
Chicago, nigga, this the city of the wind. Niggas on the corner trying to win. Chicago, nigga, stay hustling the snow. Niggas even hustle in the snow. You see them blue lights in the air, cameras everywhere. We don't give a fuck, we still tipping. Chicago, nigga, where they hustle in the snow. Niggas even hustle in the snow. Chicago, nigga. These cops crooked in Chicago. Daily took them out them Crown Vics and bought them Tahoes. In traffic, I don't panic when I see them police lights. I got them pigs in my pockets like Jody Weiss. Hustling that white snow, temperature is ice cold. My workers serving with them cameras on the light pole. Gangster disciples, Blackstones, BDs. The biggest street gang is the CPD. The sleeve on my triple goose smell like gunpowder. Hawk blowing like a car horn stuck in rush hour. Yeah, the Swiss cheese you drive a side door. This how it is, this how we live in Chicago, nigga. This the city of the wind. Niggas on the corner trying to win. Chicago, nigga. Stay hustling the snow. Niggas even hustle in the snow. Yeah, you see them blue lights in the air. Cameras everywhere. We don't give a fuck, we still tipping. Chicago, nigga. Where they hustle in the snow. Niggas even hustle in the snow. Chicago, nigga.
The land of the players and a home to all the gangsters. Where you better pick a side if you plan to make it. And when you ride through the shag, keep that head straightened. Before they find you tied up in that pitch black basement. Cameras on the pole, flicking pictures, niggas still pitching. Got the block, jalapeno hot, but it's still tipping. Slickers flipping on me, trying to plan they itchy on me. Cause they ran my government name and got the history on me. You know we gang bang in Chicago. Even though the structure done changed in Chicago. And wind blowing in Chicago. And when I'm out of town, I let them know I'm from Chicago,
nigga. This the city of the wind. Niggas on the corner trying to win. Chicago, nigga. Stay hustling the snow. Niggas even hustle in the snow. Yeah, you see them blue lights in the air. Cameras everywhere. We don't give a fuck, we still tipping. Chicago, nigga. Where they hustle in the snow. Niggas even hustle in the snow. Chicago, nigga.
This following segment has been brought to you by Amir Academy of Martial Arts at amiracademy.com. Go there.
Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Did you know Ryan Hoppe is bipolar? He loves it, no he hates it. He loves it, no he hates it. Get what we did there. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
This is theme to Hoppe Hour. Time to laugh with Ryan's power. Wacky fun and silly jokes. Hoppe Hour loves its folks. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. With Ryan Hoppe. Yeah, he's the topper. Grab your drinks and join the crew. Crazy stories just for you. Ryan's here to make you grin. Let the Hoppe fun begin. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. With Ryan Hoppe. Laughs are never sloppy. Got your popcorn, got your drink. Turn it up and don't you blink.
Oh yeah. Made this off of Suno. S-U-N-O. You like the up-tempo vibe.
Stay making smiles every day. Radio fun around you. Ryan Hoppe's here for you.
What's going on? Reminds me of like 2011 EDM. A real bop. Alright. Enough of that.
Happy hot topic.
Alrighty. We're going to talk a lot about celebrities. Right here, we have so much to get into. It's crazy.
Hey, I've always, for better or for worse, have followed my heart.
Yeah. No surprise, J-Lo. Probably for worse, though. Let's be real.
and my instincts, and this is where it brought me to.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck could end up splitting things 50-50 after court filings reveal they never signed a prenup.
Yeah, that was very dumb of J-Lo. She doesn't seem like the brightest bulb.
J-Lo officially filing for divorce on Tuesday, exactly 2 years after the pair tied the knot And months after rumors began swirling, the couple was headed for a breakup.
She just seems like she makes every man she ever dates suffer. You don't look at J-Lo and go, oh, that's wifey material. She looks like wifey material because she's pretty, but...
And now, since no agreement was made before they said I do, all money and property from their 2 years together is on the table and up to the state of California to divide.
You can't plan your life. That's not how it is. And you have to just be willing to go with what happens.
She says all the right things. My love don't cost a thing. I'm not, I'm Jenny from the block or whatever. And then she's just a bitch.
Jen, who filed without an attorney, lists April 26 as the date of their separation, waiving spousal support and requesting Ben be denied support as well.
It's not easy, but you do your best.
This comes weeks after E.T. learned the two were waiting to officially announce their split. A source saying they want to make sure everything is seamless when they do, especially with everyone involved.
Yeah, I got the kids.
Neither of them want this process to be rushed. They are treating the separation with as much grace, understanding, and gentleness as they can.
They're going to say that publicly, but you know they hate each other.
We do our best. We do try our best.
Our source adding their top priority during this time is their blended family. They want to make sure the kids are comfortable with the transition and where they are living. They don't want to make it feel like they're pulling the rug from underneath their children.
I bet her kids can't stand her. They like her the money, but she's a sociopath. Mm-hmm.
They're trying to be strong, but it is a sad time for everyone, and it is difficult to have to deal with everything playing out publicly.
It's all about family.
But despite their own disagreements, J-Lo is seemingly keeping a close bond with Ben's daughter, Violet.
All right. So we have that going on, and then we got this loser, Alex Rodriguez, making it about him.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
Alex, right down front. Alex Rodriguez sharing an interestingly timed message on Tuesday, the same day his ex Jennifer Lopez filed for divorce from Ben Affleck.
You know, just trying to stay low key.
The former MLB star posting a cryptic quote on Instagram.
They should have said former MLB cheater.
Former MLB star posting a cryptic quote on Instagram. You either go one way or the other. You might as well be the one deciding the direction.
I used to be such a cryptic poster, and now I barely post. I don't even show my face. What an asswipe.
What can I say?
Now fans of the former fiancés are reading into the message, which might not have any secret meaning at all. But J-Lo and A-Rod do have a long history together. They first met in 1999, taking things romantic almost 20 years later in
Yeah, he seems like he'd be an awful lover, not a giver.
2017.
I mean, we've been having a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying just spending time with her.
2 years after that, the pair got engaged before calling it quits in early 2021.
I'm so grateful for it. I mean, I had 5 years of an incredible life and partnership, and now we have an opportunity to take.
Sick of hearing you talk. Can't stand. Speaking of another athlete I can't stand.
Whoa! Happy hot topic!
Let's talk about his estrangement from his parents. What's the backstory there?
Aaron Rodgers.
His parents, Ed and Darla, very nice people I got a chance to spend time with. They blame Olivia Munn, the actress, for the estrangement.
I'm just taking it all in. It's my first Oscars. Just trying to stay out of the way.
Ian O'Connor interviewed Aaron and his father Ed for his new biography, Out of the Darkness, out now. In it, Ed claims to have confronted Olivia after she allegedly banned both parents from attending a Packers game in 2014. Quote, I said, you haven't been on the scene very long. You're just his girlfriend. We're his parent.
Yeah. I don't think that's the only reason it happened. They're probably just insecure to think that their son's a sociopath. Like, if he's really letting a woman do that, he's whipped.
When Aaron entered that relationship with Olivia, he already had some issues with his family. He thought the family unit revolved too much around his fame and fortune and success.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
He thought his generosity with family members was not fully appreciated. And Olivia's role in it was she confirmed those feelings that he had.
Aaron's father claims Olivia added fuel to the feud by sending back Christmas gifts they sent to Aaron.
Yeah, she seems like kind of a bitch.
However, a source tells ET, quote, there were issues in Aaron and his parents' relationship before he started dating Olivia, and Olivia has moved on.
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago. Of course there was other issues. If you're just going to blame a woman, then you're giving her all the power.
Did the family situation play a part in Olivia's relationship not working out?
I think it played a part. Both have said that Aaron's family dynamic didn't play a role. Ultimately, it really was the scrutiny of just being two celebrities living very public lives.
Aaron and Olivia ended their 3-year relationship in 2017. In 2021, he and Shailene Woodley became Hollywood's hot couple.
A lot of people thought they were getting married. They were obviously engaged. Aaron announced his engagement to her while receiving the MVP award.
I remember that.
2020 was definitely a crazy year. I got engaged.
Wow, that was 4 years ago.
That was surprising to a lot of people that he did that in such a public way. But the relationship did not make it in the end.
Yeah, whatever. I have that saying, if I'm bored, you're bored.
Let's say that I like Taylor's music about 25% less now.
Donald Trump roping Taylor Swift into the 2024 election, reacting to this fake endorsement on Truth Social.
You know what? Donald Trump likes my music 25% less.
Here's where other
The former president reposting this AI-generated, in no way real photo on social media, featuring a manipulated Swift image stumping for the Republican Party nominee.
The American dream was dead, and it is dead. It's dead as a doornail.
It's unclear if Trump knew the photo and its endorsement messaging are fake, but he did respond, "I accept."
All right. He's such a boomer. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. Here's some breakups that were being shut down.
Happy Hot Topic!
Dakota Johnson is giving the finger to any separation rumors from Chris Martin, amid ongoing speculation that she and her fiancé had called it quits.
She seems so pretentious, that Dakota Johnson. Like, she's not bad looking, but she takes herself way too seriously.
The actress is seen out in Malibu with some friends, sporting her emerald green engagement ring on her ring finger, confirming that she and Chris are still going strong. The ring sighting comes after multiple reports that the 50 Shades of Grey alum and Coldplay frontman have ended their years-long romance. But a rep confirmed to E! News August 16th that the rumors are, quote, not true, adding they are happily together. The pair first sparked romance rumors when
they're probably in an open relationship.
The actress was seen attending one of Chris's concerts in 2017, with them later confirming their relationship the following year by holding hands at Stella McCartney's Hollywood fashion show. Though the couple have not been seen together in recent days, as Chris is overseas on tour, 5 months ago, it was revealed that the pair had privately gotten engaged years ago. Chris split from his actress wife, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, he loves dating pretentious women.
The mother of his 2 children, 20-year-old Apple and 18-year-old Moses, in 2014, after 10 years of marriage. And Gwyneth, who had called her split from the musician a, quote, conscious uncoupling, has been openly supportive about her ex-husband's relationship with Dakota.
She would say unconscious coupling, or conscious coupling. I've never heard that. I made the company goop. I gotta be different, man.
A, quote, conscious uncoupling.
Hey, who the hell says that? That's something Gwyneth Paltrow says. Speaking of pretentious celebrities.
Happy Hot Topic!
What's going on with Brad and Angelina?
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's daughter Shiloh has made her name change official.
Somehow I feel like Brad's a damaged dude, but I feel like it's kind of like the John and Kate +8 situation. I think in this case, she would be Kate.
According to court documents obtained by multiple outlets, the 18-year-old, who was born Shiloh Nouvelle Jolie Pitt, has officially received court approval to drop her dad's last name and simply go by Shiloh Jolie. E! News reached out to Angelina's rep for comment, but has not heard back. Shiloh first filed the paperwork to change her name on May 27th, the day of her 18th birthday.
Man, you got all these 2006 babies changing their name. Tom Cruise's kid did it, Suri. It's not even really his kid, he's a deadbeat.
Shortly after, the teenager's attorney placed a newspaper notice in the Los Angeles Times announcing her plans to drop Pitt. Broadcasting a name change in a local paper is required by California law. And while
Wow, a local newspaper? That's an outdated idea. Fax it to them.
Shiloh may be the first to have her name changed legally granted, she isn't the only one of Brad and Angelina's 6 kids to stop going by Brad's last name.
Either Angelina turned the kids against him or Brad's a real dick.
Following the couple's 2016 split. Shiloh's sister Vivian's name appeared as Vivian Jolie in the program for the Broadway musical The Outsiders.
Alrighty. Now they're just talking about the kids, and I find kids repulsive.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
Speaking of repulsive.
I was coming off a 3-day Coke binge where I didn't eat, sleep, or barely drink any water.
Sounds good.
Here I am, 31 years old, broke, strung out, sucked up, just skinny.
I know what I was going to say there.
Just at rock bottom.
Got it.
Chet Hanks turning a scary low point into a sobriety success story.
Doing better than I've ever been.
I wonder if Tom talks to him. He had that embarrassing run where he's like a rapper. If you look up Howard Stern, Chet Hanks, there's a legendary clip of Stern when he was still good, ripping into him.
I see a text from my mom and she says, "Isn't this your 2-year sobriety day?" And I realized, yeah, it is. This is my sobriety anniversary.
He looks good. Now he needs to quit hanging out with Adam 22, that piece of garbage.
Mom Rita Wilson sending love on Instagram for her son's candid post. A sneak peek at Chet's emotional moment on the Surreal Life Villa of Secrets.
We have a birthday tonight, everybody. We have a 2 years continued sobriety for Chet Hanks, ladies and gentlemen. That's a big deal.
God is great.
Oh, God. I just said God. So sick of hearing about God. I know that's what you say when you need hope, but my God, can we just...
Life is good. God is great.
No, he's not. He's fake.
I gotta say.
I love this, a family night out, and we've got Chet here.
We got the family business, you know.
What did your parents make of you going off and doing this? Were they excited for you?
Yeah, they were actually really supportive because the Surreal
Tom's like, get your act together. You're 39. Whatever age you are.
Life is a different type of show.
The support from Chet's famous folks coming after hard times for their son, who's admitted his drug use began when he was only 16.
Oh, yeah, I bet those arguments at the house were wicked.
2 years ago today, I was coming off a 3-day Coke binge.
Who doesn't?
When I got to Vegas, I weighed 190 pounds. At the end of it, I weighed 163.
Whoa.
I lost 27 pounds in 3 days. And I just knew, man, if I don't change my life
I'ma die
in a drastic way, either I'm not even going to be around or something so bad is going to happen that my life might as well be over.
It felt good, you know, because I feel like everyone got to know me a little bit better.
I'm honestly proud of him because I didn't know that was going to happen. I thought he was going to be a loser forever.
And it's real, you know.
Chet checking into rehab soon after his rock bottom in Sin City. And 2 years out, he's happy sharing a whole new reality with his co-stars.
I've always gotten a lot of reality TV offers, and I've always said no because most of those shows are like really negative and just, you know, around gossip and just fighting and arguing and just really messy. But this is not that. It's a completely different type of show. So when the offer came, I discussed it, and everybody thought it would be a great opportunity for me.
I have that saying, if I'm bored, you're bored. Speaking of somebody who unfortunately couldn't get it together, he needed Chet Hanks as a mentor.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
It's sort of well documented, my world of recovery.
I was also doing ketamine infusions every day to ease pain and help with depression.
Okay. Ketamine, kava, kratom, they're all the hot words whenever somebody dies and it's in their system. The media goes, it was the ketamine, it was the kratom, it was the kava. No, there was a lot of other things in the body and it caused it to happen.
Shooting up 6 to 8 times a day.
Yeah, but if you take ketamine responsibly or kava or kratom, you're fine. I know how this whole news article is going to go.
Shelling out $55,000 in 1 month, $6,000 spent in just 1 day, 5 days before he died. Matthew Perry's staggering ketamine addiction is laid bare in the new 34-page indictment, which led to 5 arrests.
Injecting someone over and over who has a history of addiction is pretty unconscionable.
Yeah, but the doctor's got to make money, and he's throwing out $55,000 a month. That makes the doctor about $500,000 a year.
Using ketamine every 2 to 3 weeks, that's entirely appropriate.
So it's pretty darn shocking when you hear something like getting
darn shocking. I like that word. Darn.
6 injections a day.
Yes, I mean, that's absolutely not a legal prescription.
These defendants took advantage to profit for themselves.
The 5 players, a Hollywood director, Eric Fleming, Matthew's acquaintance and alleged drug runner, 2 doctors, Chavez, the alleged supplier who used to run a ketamine clinic, and Placentia, a.k.a. Dr. P, the
Yeah, you know, during the whole time they didn't expect him to die, and when he died, they're like, uh-oh, spaghetti-o.
accused injector who allegedly once shot up Matthew with such a large dose it caused him to freeze up. Then there's the alleged high-end celeb drug supplier, a.k.a. the ketamine queen.
She's cute.
Who also pled not guilty and faces life in prison after cops say she sold Matthew the lethal batch.
Yeah, she seems like kind of a sociopathic bitch, not a surprise.
But what about Matthew's live-in assistant, Kenneth Iwamasa, who took a plea deal to potentially avoid a 15-year prison sentence? He admitted shooting up the actor at least 3 times on the day Matthew died.
It's pretty reprehensible. We don't know.
And then the problem is this makes all alternative medicine, kava, kratom, ketamine, it makes it look bad.
What pressure Matthew Perry was potentially putting upon his assistant. Like, I want this, give it to me, get it. If you don't do it, I'll get it from somebody else. That's the power of celebrity as well, too.
October 28th, 2023, 8:38.
Can we be honest? Seems like kind of a loser.
p.m. Kenneth gives Matthew his first shot. 4 hours later, another.
Man, he had nobody around him that cared about him, to be honest.
But after just 40 minutes, the Friends star wanted more. Quote, shoot me up with a big one. He then asked to turn on the hot tub. Kenneth left to run errands. He returned and found Matthew face down in
He was so trying to die, let's be honest here.
the water and allegedly tossed the syringes.
Broken people don't need to stay broken.
Matthew's family, including his stepfather, Dateline NBC correspondent Keith Morrison, issued this statement in response to the arrests. We were and still are heartbroken by Matthew's death, but it has helped to know law enforcement has taken this case very seriously. We're hoping unscrupulous suppliers of dangerous drugs will get the message.
Got it. Okay, and then we have this right here.
Well, this is yet another shocking development in the aftermath of the Matthew Perry arrests, the 5 people who were arrested and charged in his death. And 2 of them, as we've told you, are doctors. And we also told you that the 2 doctors, Mark Chavez and Salvador Placentia, have had their, the DEA has pulled their registration so they cannot prescribe controlled substances. Right. That is not stopping at least one of them from going back into business as early.
That has to be weird. Like you have some customers and they know, or patients, and they know that this happened. And they're like, I guess I trust you, doc.
Early as today, we found out that Dr. Salvador Placentia is planning to open up his clinic.
All right. I have that saying, if I'm bored, you're bored. So we're going to move on. 6 minutes of them talking about that. It gets a little monotonous. What's going on with Emily Ratajkowski?
Emily Ratajkowski has a very clear message for the haters. The supermodel.
Oh, goody. Just what we need. Another insecure model with no talent telling us about how I'm clapping back at the haters.
Model is clapping back at a body shamer who told her to put on a shirt while walking her dog in New York City, as seen in her August 20th TikTok video.
How much of a loser are you that you're telling a beautiful model to put on clothes?
Put on a shirt. After the stranger's comments, Emily, unfazed, plays the song 365 by Charlie XCX over the video as she continues to strut.
Put on a shirt.
I'm a brat when I'm bumping that. No.
All right, I can't play that because of copyright, but looks like she's doing real good in life, walking around looking like trash, but hey, he got no clothes on, so that's good.
Aaron Rodgers admits he's irritated over his brother's Bachelorette run. The NFL star did not appreciate his brother Jordan Rodgers' appearance on season 12 of the series, which
Yeah, you never hear Jordan say a bad thing about Aaron, but Aaron's the one that's talking crap.
Saw the sports commentator ultimately become engaged to JoJo Fletcher. But it was Jordan addressing his family's estrangement with Aaron that peeved the quarterback the most. And it was one scene in particular during the hometown dates, in which JoJo and Jordan ate dinner with the latter's family, including his parents Ed and Darla, as well as Luke Rodgers and his girlfriend.
When you have a breakup or ditch somebody, life's going to move on. What are they going to wait for you to come around?
With 2 empty seats at the table for Aaron and his then girlfriend, Olivia Munn, that was especially rankling. The biographer Ian O'Connor writes in his new book, Out of the Darkness, The Mystery of Aaron Rodgers, Aaron was irritated by his family's decision to film that scene, empty chairs and all, especially when he was not invited to participate.
Yeah, but when you strain yourself from your family, that's gonna happen.
Not that he would have shown up. Aaron did not appreciate that Jordan was
so if you're not gonna show up, then who cares, douche?
Using their personal issues to increase his visibility for a potential TV career.
Oh, heaven forbid your family tries to make money. Whatever.
E! News has reached out to Jordan's rep for comment but has not heard back.
Yeah, if I were them, I wouldn't reply. Speaking of annoying,
Kamala Harris!
why does Oprah always talk like that? She's like Gayle King, pull down your pants. I want to go down on you.
Kamala Harris!
Oprah brought down the house at the DNC last night, electrifying the crowd. But
yeah, I was in Illinois and I went downtown. I forgot the DNC was going on and the whole city was shut down. They weren't letting you near anybody. They're afraid of the shootings.
one delegate got some unexpected attention when the camera cut to her at an awkward moment, just as the talk show queen had this to say.
If the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady.
So, who is she? Her name is Teresa Warman, and she's a delegate from Maryland who now finds herself in the national spotlight, singled out as a childless cat lady.
I'm not giving a cat lady any attention. Man, I'm not going to defend what J.D. Vance said, but he's a stupid incel that believes in God and is religious. Well, that's the same thing, and is conservative. Of course he's going to think that way. It's not really a surprise. Speaking of weirdos, right here.
Jana Duggar is officially a married woman. The 19 kids and counting.
Oh, she's so cute, even though she's got that religious side of her.
Alum married musician Stephen Weissman on August 15th.
She looks like she would use teeth, too.
The 500-guest wedding in Arkansas was detailed in a piece by People. The 34-year-old told the outlet, I think it is one of...
I forgot People magazine was a thing. He used to read it in the dentist's office.
Those things that all girls envision someday. For me, it felt like, okay, it's never coming, but now it's starting to sink in. Reality is starting to set in, and I'm like, wow, this truly is something that I've dreamed of. Jana is the eldest Duggar daughter. Her sister, Jessa Duggar Seawald, was her maid of honor, while sisters Ginger, Joanna, Johanna, and Jordan were among her bridesmaids. Jana tells People she and Stephen briefly dated a few years ago, but...
I wonder if Josh Duggar gets brought up at the parties. I'm going to move on because I'm bored with that.
We've always been a little hungry. We've never taken anything for granted.
One of the problems that we have with America today.
I want them to be glad they came. I want them to go home.
Yeah, you can see that again.
And say, I really enjoyed it. I'm finished the day they stopped coming. There is no Donahue show without the studio audience.
I have said this many times before. If it wasn't for Phil Donahue, there would never have been an Oprah show.
Sally, Oprah, Joan, Jenny, Maury, Jerry.
I wasn't really alive for Phil Donahue, but he used to interview a lot of radio people, and there's a video of him, Larry Lujak, Howard Stern, Jonathan Brandmeier, and Dick Biondi from the 80s, and I really liked how Phil Donahue commanded the room.
They were very generous to me. They call me Sir, and Excellency, and I
classy guy.
Enjoy the attention. This is, I tell you, it's made for my ego. Over 6,000 shows. I can't think of a show that.
So Phil Donahue died at 88. Rest in peace. Speaking of the 90s.
Now on GMA with Gen Z and millennials going back to school, embracing popular items from decades gone by. Where there's a will, there's a way. What's old is new. Will Gantz is here with a
I'm doing a 90s, 2000s radio show as a podcast. I would know about that.
look at what's piquing the interest of younger generations. Will, hello.
Hello, Will. Where there's a will, there's another will. All right, picture.
Wow. It is the worst conversation I've ever heard on this milquetoast show. Get it?
Hello.
Hello, Will. Where there's a will, there's another will. All right, picture it, you guys. It's 2010. Hey, Soul Sister by Train is playing on the radio. And you've just settled in.
I feel like the laughter of the people on the crowd, because boomers don't want to get older, they don't want to admit that, like, there was, because this guy who's reporting as a millennial, whenever you talk to, I had this at the party for my birthday at my house, because boomers were still listening to music from the 70s and 2010, no one really knows about the coolness of the early 2010s. So when he's saying that, they're all laughing because they can't relate.
In front of the computer to upload a brand new Facebook album from all the photos you took on your digital camera.
Uploads.
Well, I feel seen. Yes. That's what I wanted to have happen here. That far
We did a good job.
flung nostalgia, you guys, might not be as distant as you think.
Oh snap! It's 2010 all over again, as digital cameras, now called digicams on TikTok, come back into focus for millennials and Gen Z.
All right. What an interesting news headline. You're going to play it for 3 more minutes. But I'm not. 856-49-HOPPE. Last topic.
Happy hot topic.
I'm indifferent on Simone Biles. She seems like she's kind of a prima donna, and she was stupid by wearing the Green Bay Packers jacket to the preseason game where her husband plays. Like, read the room.
Are you insane?
You can't fool Simone Biles. The Olympian details her final night at the Paris 2024 Games, where she took home 3 gold medals and a silver, revealing that a club in the French capital tried to charge her a 5-figure sum for her celebrations.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. They barely make any money in the Olympics. Let's spend all of it on one night in the club.
Explaining in an August 20th TikTok video.
Okay, we had closing ceremonies at the Olympics.
She's doing that thing that girls do where they put on makeup while doing videos, because that's when they can express themselves.
I went, and after that, we went out. You guys.
Got it.
This club tried to charge me $26,000 for a bottle of champagne.
Hell nah. France is weird.
Like, are you insane?
Oh.
Obviously, I didn't buy it.
Oh, whatever. She irritates me. Like, I don't want her to drive me nuts, but I just look at her and I'm like, oh, you're so pretentious.
TikTok, clocks a joke, playing cruel pranks. Hoppe's hour almost done. Feels like robbery in banks. Ryan Hoppe on the mic, dropping wisdom in streams. Syndicated sorrow, now it's time to shatter dreams. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. But the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shout-outs hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Phone lines buzzing, but the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shout-outs hit the street, but soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Oh, life's just so unfair. Like clockwork to a show, and now it's time to face the silence like a TV on snow. Ryan Hoppe held the mic with humor so divine, the void left in our hearts wider than a canyon line. Empty speakers, silent vibe coming to an end, like a roller coaster stopping round the river's bend. Hoppe's jokes and jabs, these are daily grind. Now silence louder than the thoughts we can't rewind. Oh, the Hoppe Hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. just so unfair. The happy hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a melting rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
And like that, he's gone.
Hoppe Hour is now over. Hoppe Hour is now over.